Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, February the 26th, presented by Mercury. Well, it's Fish Fest time, everybody, here at Bucks Island, March the 12th. We're going to have Bassmaster Classic champion and MLF Pro Cliff Pace, MLF Pro Greg Vinson, right here from Wetumpka, Alabama. We're going to have our own Scott Canterbury, Wes Logan, and, of course, John Cruz, the recent winner of the Bassmaster Elite Series on the St. Johns River. And then John Cox, our pro staffer from the NPFL, Gentry Gordy, and a host of other people right here. Vendors, tackle, discounts, raffle prizes, and fun. Don't forget, we're going to feed you too. March the 12th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. We'll have Q&A seminars with the pros and see what else we've got here in store. And then don't forget, March the 11th, noon to 6 at Rainbow Landing. We're going to have boat demos. Take a ride with Matt Herron in a Skeeter FXR 20 and Justin Elliott. Take a ride in my Falcon F205 rocket ship. And then, of course, the fastest boats we have in the market here, Bass Cat Boats with Jason Brewer and Bill Mayo. Come see us. Fish Fest, demo rides on the 11th, and Fish Fest event on March 12th. We'll be right back with what the guys have to say. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, February the 26th, presented by Mercury. We're joined with the great Lee Pitts, Crappie King of Weiss Lake and the master of everything else. Lee, tell us what's going on at Weiss Lake right now. I know it's muddy. I know that fish can be caught, though.
You know, after that great introduction, I hate to kind of bust the balloon right here, but yeah, it's the same thing. This weather just will not give us a break. You know, the muddy water, the cold water, it's just been really, really tough. Not only with the amount of water that they're pulling, the current, also a lot of trash just came in here this week. The key to it is finding some cleaner water. At Weiss, we're looking at more Bay Springs area. You know, we call it Church House, Embos Island, downriver, more Main Lake. And some of these places that are kind of tucked out that the stain and the trash hadn't really blowed into it. Still catching a few fish. It's narrowed it down where there's a lot of traffic in these places because that's the only place that you can really fish that is fishable. So fish are still deep, catching some fish, long line trolling. A lot of guys with the minnows, they're dropping down to them, just slowing down, just try to make the best of what we've got to fish with right now and just waiting for some better weather and for this water to get situated.
Now, the bass bite's kind of the opposite. Right now, when it gets to be this kind of thing, you may go offshore but tight to stumps and rock piles and bars, shallow with around hard cover and things like that when the water's like this, correct?
Yeah. They want somewhere that they can kind of get out of this current and not just fight it, get behind a big rock or some stumps or something, find a little eddy spot. That's what everybody's trying to key on now. And like I said, the bass, they kind of like this current, and they like a lot of that water coming by them because it's flushing bait by them. But old crappie, they just soul up, and they get down there and lay in the mud.
All right, so let's talk about Neely Henry. We had the ABT. Winners smashed them, 20.17. Not sure exactly what they were doing.
My hat's off to those young gentlemen.
But overall, the bite was tough. It only took 4 pounds, 3.98 to get a check in 40th place. What's the overall takeaway from that?
And I've had a lot of guys call me and they've talked to me about this, and I've listened to a lot of people. But, there's some of the great SEC football teams that get beat on Saturdays and don't score. You can't blame it on the field or the stadium. It's just some of those times that when you're dealing with this is Mother Nature. You're dealing with the water like it was, the mud like it was. It was just a tough day fishing. It doesn't say anything about, the Neely Henry is a great lake. It's got a lot of good fish in it. When you're fishing that kind of conditions, though, hey, you got to take advantage of every bite you get.
Yep.
And I was tickled to death for 411.
Yeah.
A lot of days you'd be mad about that, but hey, just to get a few bites, and I had a couple of fish to pull off that would have really helped me. But the guys that came and fished this event are some of the best around, and it's just one of those deals where the situation was not ideal, but we made the best of it, and you got to get out there and get it when it's time.
Well, there you have it, folks. Lee Pitts, Weiss Lake, Neely Henry. Thanks, Lee. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, February the 26th, presented by Mercury. Time for us to head on up to the mud hole in the sky. Guntersville, as every lake in the state of Alabama, mostly in the south, is full of muddy chocolate water. We know that the bite's been tough. Tom, tell us what's going on Guntersville that everybody needs.
Well, I tell you what, Dano, this might be the weekend people want to grab a couple of sticks and rub them together instead of hitting the water. But, it's the rain, it's typical Alabama weather. If you don't like it, hang around 5 minutes and it'll change for you. But, as evidence with the high water, the bite has definitely changed. We really didn't get the cold water we were expecting, but the Toyota guys there's been some, feast and famine. You've had some guys struggle, you have some guys catch them, and that's just the way it's been. I got out a couple of days this week, and I caught 3 fish on the first day, and then had 17 on the second day, and really had a good day. So it just, it's a timing thing. The water was starting to clear up. Now we're starting to see some muddy water. I think a lot of those fish did move shallow, especially with the water coming up. But it's real hard to make yourself go out there and fish in 2 foot of water or 3 foot of water when it's 20 degrees outside. I mean, it just makes it a little difficult on the fishermen. But, all things withstanding, the fishing is still Guntersville. Right now, I think the most difficult thing is to find some clear water, some water that's not moving, whatever they're pulling at 96 or something today. So it's really, really moving. It's a tough day. There's going to be a lot of debris on the water. You want to be safe if you're out there. I'm just thinking, if I'm going, I'm going to do the same things I would do. I would still throw that trap. I would still, I doubt that the rig or the jerk bait's going to really be a player, but you're moving baits, you're rattling baits, you're vibrating baits. I think you can still go out there and catch fish because it is Guntersville. I mean, that's just the way it is, but it's tough for sure.
Well, and I know the guy that's looking like he's going to win, and we're filming this on day 3 as they're fishing, win that Toyota Series. He's locked through. But to be honest with you, it's been impressive to see what the Toyota Series guys have done on the lake itself, because second place is still 20 pounds a day. Pretty impressive weights. I know the fish are still there. I know you can figure them out. You're just going to have to slow down a little bit, maybe throw some red rattle trap type baits. Like you said, some of those things that'll produce a bite. Tom, man, as always, we appreciate everything. Be safe out there. Enjoy the mud.
All right, guys, tight lines. Be safe.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, February the 26th, presented by Mercury. Filling in for Josh Herron this week is Tracy Robinson, our pro staffer. He's been spending a little bit of time on waters all over the state. Tracy knows what's going on. What's happening at Logan, Martin, and Lay Lake this week, Trace?
Dan, there's a lot of water right now. That's the main key is you're right. I've been Guntersville, Neely, Logan, Lay. So been in a lot of lakes, but it's a lot of water, a lot of mud too. But there's still a lot of fish being caught right now. Lay and Logan are kind of similar patterns, but Lay's a little bit ahead of Logan right now. Those fish at Lay are actually up dirt shallow, and you find the muddier it gets, the shallower they are down there right now. Moving baits is the key. I've been keying in more on the crankbaits, but spinner baits, moving baits, key thing. But crankbait, square bills have been the best for me at Logan and Lay both, but they're a little bit shallower at Lay. At Logan, a little bit behind, but it's the same deal going on. All the fish got their nose pointed towards the banks on both the lakes there, Lay and Logan. But at Logan, they're just a little bit further out. They're not out on the lakes or anything, but they're up in the pockets headed towards the spawn and stuff. But they're on that first piece of cover right before you get to the shallow spawn and stuff. Where at Lay, they're a little bit more up there, actually where they will be spawning. So still moving baits on both of them. They're a little bit more attached to the brush and stuff at Logan, and you can get by with some jigs and, finesse type stuff around docks and brush, but moving baits more on Lay, but a little bit on both of them.
So when you're talking about moving baits, I'm assuming this isn't put the trolling motor down and cover a ton of water. This is feel your way through, pumping things, kind of moving a little bit slower, bigger blades maybe, right?
Yeah, you just want to be in an area where you know they're about to be for the spawning, and then slow down and really work through that area, thoroughly to pick up those fish that are getting ready to spawn.
Would you stay with the reaction bite, or would you have something else there, even in that shallow water?
Dano, as a negative on me, I probably stick with the more moving stuff, and I keep doing it. I don't slow down enough. But somebody with more patience and can sit there and work through that area with a slower bait would probably have some results that are better than mine.
Well, folks, there you go. Be a little bit versatile, willing to cover some water slowly, and have a backup, and you'll do better than the rest of us. Have a great Saturday. Thanks, Tracy. Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, February the 26th, presented by Mercury. Thanks to the guys for sharing the information. We know it's tough out there, but they do the best they can at helping us get the most information to be able to put the most fish in our boats. Don't forget, come and see us anytime you need anything in the parts department. See Pat and Larry in the loft. See Colin and Jamie the bait lady. Of course, Katie the boat lady and Melissa, they're all here too. And if you need service, make sure to see Angela and Misty. They'll be able to connect you with Israel and the guys to get everything all fixed up. Thanks for spending the time with us, and we will talk to you again next week.